Ladies and gentlemen, the long awaited, highly anticipated, I finally harpooned him, the whale got him, the big whale from the north side, Collico, ladies and gentlemen.
Kevin, just want to say thanks for having me on.
Oh, yeah, man. I mean, from the first time I met you at Labouré Field, uh, all the way, it was like, you're the guy, man. And so having this podcast, and if I'm not mistaken, you had something with the naming of this, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm the one that gave you whale certified.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, yeah. All right. That's verification. And the whole story goes is now and forever. Collico's in the well certified Hall of Affinity.
It's a pleasure, Kevin.
All right, baby. Toast to you and yours. And so we, under full disclosure, I don't think Pat or Mark are going to be able to get in.
No, that's fine, Kevin. Yeah. No big deal.
Oh, yeah. No. Well, the reason I said that is that you're one of the first families I ever heard from St. Philip Neri. Because being up in Nativity, I was always told, don't ever go past Emerson Avenue.
We were right on the border, Kevin. We could have went to Nativity or St. Philip.
Holy cow. Isn't that something?
Needless to say, I'm glad I went to St. Philip.
Oh, yeah, man. But, oh, what? Yeah. And you had an older sister that went to Labouré and married Dave Berwin.
Exactly. Yep.
Man, were they dating when you were playing with?
Oh yeah, I was, I guess, probably in high school when we started.
Okay.
Dave and Dave was coaching. I was playing for him before they started dating. I was playing. It was when Big Four Chevrolet started.
Yeah, right.
At junior level, and it was 7-Up before that.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah.
I mean, for my 2 cents, 7-Up, man, that was the best. I mean, those jackets were off the charts. And
yeah. The thing about it was, back then it didn't cost you nothing to play. You had a sponsor. We had 7-Up that sponsored us. 2 sets of uniforms, the jackets, sweatsuits, the league fee, whatever. There was none of that pay-to-play stuff.
Right, man. Yeah. And that's what you used to do is that they say, hey, we'd like you to play. What do you got? And, and I mean to tell you, when you're warming up and you don't see the team and you got your stuff on, you're thinking, man, I'm good. I'm looking good. And then you look across those guys, they got bags, they got shoes. Oh, man.
The polishes, Kevin. We used to polish our boots.
Absolutely. You were the biggest Hoosier in St. Louis if you had mud on your shoes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it was
before the whistle. Yeah, before the whistle.
All the way. Playing for Dave, he always had the best uniforms.
Every bit.
He always had the best uniforms, the balls, everything was as good as you can get.
No.
It was hard not to succeed playing for him.
I think so. Because I always tried to up my game when I played at Incius, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably, and he'll tell you to this day, learns back then, all his drills and philosophy and everything from White Star, who was coached by, George Mihalovich,
Yeah.
and he brought all that, in the passing, and I guess, there was probably two teams back then, Kudus with Harry Keogh and Val and all them guys, Bill Luby and all them, and then there was White Star. And both them teams, I was very young at the time, but they were one of the first two teams that started passing the ball.
Nice.
Yeah,
and then that was before George went over to Cordia Seminary and had
right, with the Missouri Mules.
Yeah. I mean, man, you talk about a classic.
It was all technical training.
Yeah.
All technical training to get on the ball.
Yeah, right. Hearing the stories of the guys from White Star, that was really something. And then Lindbergh Cadillac, for God's sakes.
Oh yeah, that was I remember I was like in the 4th or 5th grade at St. Philip, and they were playing Lindbergh Cadillac Fairgrounds at night, and both teams were loaded with players. I mean, it was unreal, and I think they played 4 times. They didn't have PKs back then. You played overtime. After so many overtimes, then they'd reschedule a game.
There you go.
It took 4 games to find a winner, and that St. Philip one was down at Mullally.
Wow.
But that was, growing up, I mean, I was probably one of the, we were the last graduating class from St. Philip that went kindergarten through 8th grade.
Right.
And we were in the schoolyard watching all these guys play that played at St. Louis, played pro.
Yeah.
Weekends, Pat McBride, Al Trost would come from these other parishes playing in the schoolyard.
Yeah.
You basically had a neighborhood idol back then, just watching them. You wanted to play like them, you know what I mean?
Right. Oh, and absolutely.
I think the kids today miss some of that,
Yeah, they do. That was one of the reasons to get Whale certified, is to have those stories, because I don't know, that's what we heard was the stories, and it was like, holy cow, like the campfire, and and then it scared the hell out of you when a ghost, guy walking around with one arm and everything. But
Kevin, as you would, as a younger guy watching, you'd sit on the wall hoping that the teams would be uneven, and then one of the teams you needed a player would call you, and you get to go play with guys 5, 6, 7 years older than you.
Right.
They didn't.
Yeah, I was wondering. That was one of the questions I had written down for you, to say, how did you get in, and when it first happened? Like, holy cow, and then everybody perk around, Pete's in.
Right. No, it was, they had the lower schoolyard and the upper schoolyard, and so you're watching these players, I mean, and you're going, man, I want to be like that, and before you know it, 7 or 8 players were playing at St. Louis U.
Yeah.
So you'd go, you'd wait on the corner of Kings Highway and Thekla for Mr. Kelly, Mr. Carney, or Mr. Donovan, or Mr. Ham would hop in their car, go on down to Musial Field and watch the neighborhood play at St. Louis U,
Yeah, how about that, man? Wow.
Same way with when Dave had them senior teams. There were so many people went and watched them games that didn't have any family ties or anything. They just went down there to watch.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It was a dandy. I mean, lifelong memories watching that.
Well, the thing, you want to talk about that Lindbergh Cadillac St. Philip game. There were 3 deep on the sidelines all the way around for every game.
People would say you had too much to drink or something to say.
Well, the thing too is that was expected.
Yes,
yes. Soccer was back then.
That's right. Yeah, and oh man, I mean, some games, and then Mullally was like going to Wembley Stadium.
Oh, it was. They had 3 games on Sunday. Uh, they were 11:30, 1:15, and 3:15, and they're
Woo!
guys that spend all day down there just watching senior soccer, and that's another thing that these kids miss out on. The
Oh,
NCAA, I guess, ruined it by saying they couldn't play after the college season, and so you could go play for a senior team and go catch another 20 games in the senior league and train another 2, 3 times a week.
yeah. That was the thing. It wasn't just come when you want to come. It was you were expected to come to practice and
Right?
play accordingly.
No, exactly. I mean, you want it to, you know.
Yeah.
After, I don't know. I mean, you look at the CYC season. So what we played like maybe 14 games growing up. Played for Mr. Flynn and
Yeah.
then all the way till I started playing for Dave in club soccer. But you practice twice a week, play one game a week. But in the meantime, you're playing every day. If it wasn't a schoolyard, you're playing somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Playing, and
Hey,
that to me, that's the difference.
did you and the fellas, did you try to like, hey, it's not like that. Try to smooth out because the stories I get is, hey, who's this Dave Berwin guy?
Well,
Yeah,
whole thing
it's
is, I got a little story about that. So
okay.
when Dave started coaching St. Philip, he was coaching, Joey Ham, Siri, that age group, and Tommy Howell was at St. Williams. And they had Fran Costello, Tommy Margulis.
Yeah, yeah.
Very good team. And Tommy always says this story. Whenever we played Dave's team, I'd go to tell Fran Costello. He goes, we could never get the ball. He goes, what, they got an extra guy out there?
Yeah, man. And
And then Tommy and them, they came and played for Dave, and I played with Franny with Big Four Chevrolet, and it was just like a big circle.
yeah,
You know?
the way when Denny Driscoll and Rick Binbin came on board is that
Yeah, and you had the Collinsville Volkswagen.
yeah, yeah. But to play in that league with emos and the CYC parish guys saying, "Hey, what is this? What is this?" And it was just at the end of the end, man. I mean, they were like you say, Mr. Kelly's, Mr. Flynn's, this and all the misters at Nativity. It was just a natural way that had to be done. What?
Yeah, I mean, here's what it was. I mean, so you look at all the coaches you played for, no egos, no pay. They did it because, they wanted to do it. And they were humble as can be, too. I mean, so I look at the coaches I played for. So played for Joe Kelly, Tom Donovan, Mr. Flynn in the grade school. Then I played for Dave Berwin, and then you go to SLU and you play for Harry, Val, and Miguel, and how much better does it get,
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so,
Yeah.
like I say, I mean, I was very fortunate to be,
Yeah.
not, like I said, not only were them guys great coaches, great players, but they were great people,
Correct.
you know?
And I'm sure St. Dismas had the same thing.
Oh
Is it?
yeah. You know what happened? When we moved out of St. Philip, we moved in St. Dismas, and they were they were a powerhouse too.
Yeah.
It was, all of, they had the right coaches with the right players, and
Yeah.
won, Celtics and Dismas, and
Right.
they were always a big rivalry with St. Philip, them and St. Anne.
Oh man, yeah. Yeah. But that was always the thing is that, you had to go to school to St. Dismas to be on
Yeah,
St. Dismas, or you go to
yeah,
the Celtic. You go to the Celtics. But
yeah.
yeah,
I mean, they were going to become club soccer, and I think, like I say, obviously the game's changed and the whole structure's changed. Everything's changed, but I think back then, I mean, like they had that Pepsi League on Sunday and Thursday nights up at Ferdinand Park,
oh yeah,
and you know the sidelines were just packed for
yeah,
them watching them games, and the high school games were the same way with
yeah.
Coke. Go watch Rosary Aquinas,
Oh
CBC,
man, wow.
CBC Aquinas. I mean, it was just everybody go up to Coke Park. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah. It must have been wild and crazy. Is that you're leaving the neighborhood and you go out there and you go to Rosary and all the history from Rosary right away at playing with Greg Murkowski. The two of you were like Batman and Robin or something, man.
well, Wales. It's me and Greg were in a bunch of classes together, and he at the time he was playing for Narco, and I go, man, you need to come play for Dave, and he came, played for Dave, and then just took advantage of the opportunity, worked his butt off on his own, you know,
Yeah.
and, and you see where he went with it,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
because we had Bobby Robeson was there
Oh
racing that,
yeah.
and it was good. I mean, but
Rest in
you had Aquinas, you had Rosary. They didn't have them classes, where
right.
in the state tournament you played against everybody,
Yep.
no matter what the enrollment was or whatever,
Yeah.
And
Rest their souls. That all the ones that left before us.
yeah,
Yeah. You have a, a a history, family history with Pete Sorber, Pat playing for him, and then you going out and playing in the gym all the time.
oh, Monday nights were, you go up to Flow Valley again. There was a wait. You had a wait on the stage. There was so many players went up there to play on Monday nights. Pete had put the teams together, and I forget how long the games were, but you just rotate in and out all the time.
Yeah.
And we go, it was me, Ty, Larry, Jake Kiley. We go from SLU up to Flow Valley, on Monday nights to go play,
Wow.
and then you train with Big Four on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, play on Sundays. You were always playing.
Wow. I never. I had one time I played out in the summertime on I guess that lower field or something.
Oh yeah, it was that Pete had them fields manicured.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and I played it as Joey Clark, and Joey Clark. I mean, he's a professional. I see him on TV, and I don't want to ask for his autograph. I mean, we're like, but I mean, just there was no give. I mean, that was, hey, you better me on this play, I'm coming back and going to better you on the next play.
Right. I mean, the whole thing is, it was, you know, I think, back then, I mean, it was all about the team, you know, and all these, everything team oriented. Now, it seems like because of the money situation with the clubs, they're always trying to produce the next star, recruit all these players and whatever. And back then, I think even, I mean, it was always about how the team played, and
Yeah,
especially playing for Dave.
yeah,
I mean, we had guys that could have, you know, tried to be an individual all the time, but it wouldn't happen because teammates wouldn't allow it. And,
right, right, yeah.
If
And,
you weren't working, it was, but you wanted to do it.
Yeah. So how was it that it happened where you had such a legacy, a history of it? In my understanding, like Jeff Sadorbury is probably like the last guy to play pro from St. Philip Neri, and all those guys that came before you and daring you and all the history of it all. I mean, Paul Duker for the guy, he was on the south side for a while, but he's SPN, huh?
Oh, all the way.
Yeah, and all that history. How was it? Is that if you played for St. Philip Neri in the early '60s, you're just as good as the one that played in '72.
Yeah, I mean, because you come from this environment,
Uh,
you were groomed that way.
okay.
You know, I mean, the thing is, so, let's just say there weren't no games going on in the schoolyard. There were guys juggling a soccer ball out in front of the school, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
oh, it was just always that, you know what I mean? And that's what it was, it was, I don't want, you look at these older players doing it, so you did it.
Right, right,
And then when they have the success, it makes you even want to do it even more.
right.
You know,
You
you know.
Eddie Keener.
Yeah, he was technical as can be. His brother Lee
Yeah,
was the same way. Lee, they were,
yeah. The story goes is, what do you want for because they had all those kids. What do you want for Christmas? Just a soccer ball. That's all. Just a soccer.
well,
he
I mean,
he had that soccer ball with him 24/7,
well, I'm gonna tell
365.
you, Kevin. I'll tell you what. I mean, so you look at the competition. The Tivity, St. Philip, whatever. You look at the competition. So you wanted to be as good as the next guy. And they seen what you did. They'd come down to the schoolyard and play or whatever, and you go there and play, you know.
Yeah.
And so like I said, the competition part of it too.
So,
Always kept you on your guard.
so under full disclosure, Denny Kiley and Fran Lemons came down and won a city championship for CYC for Nativity. Are you aware of that?
Yeah, I'm aware of that. I mean, that was, I would have to say, I mean, that, back then, I guess they were probably they were probably in high school then, though, weren't
Yeah,
they?
right, right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And so
I guess it was junior, CYC Junior League.
yeah, and so, I mean, I don't, like I said, with the neighborhoods being so close and that, you knew everybody,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
The thing about it is, so you look at all the neighborhoods that were close together. You had St. Philip, Nativities, Perpetual Help,
What we
you
call St.
know,
Albert's.
St. Adalbert's, you had Blessed, you had all these parishes that had all these teams within, what, a 5 mile radius,
Oh, absolutely.
and so it was almost like how it is in England now with all them third and fourth division teams within being so close together. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
And that's how it was. There's so many players playing.
yeah.
You know,
We just, I don't know if you ever were witness to it, but we had a father in the parish that was a bush pilot, and he brought the wheel to wheel projection on
yeah,
film of Brazil practicing. They practiced with the grapefruits, and they had the. I mean,
bag of rags,
yeah,
bag of
exactly, exactly. I mean, but my gosh, man, that those times the Brazilians, and just recently you pointed out that say like the Final Four, three of the teams were from Brazil, the World Cup Club World Cup.
Yeah, they they always were probably one of the most technical countries in the world, always.
Yeah.
And Miguel, when I was at SLU, Miguel, we'd always go to West Pine Gym and work out, and Miguel worked in the office there, and he'd come in the gym, watch us, we're juggling and that. And we in the gym they had the tip-off circle for basketball.
Yeah.
Well, Miguel, he was just, you had to stay within that circle juggling.
Nice.
Miguel always won. Miguel always won
With his head.
with his head.
I mean, God.
He was probably in his, had to be in his 40s.
Every bit.
Out and you see us working out, me, Joe Clark, Bruce Rudolph, whatever, we're out there just working on our touch and this and that, and we practice juggling in that tip-off circle of the basketball court. And here comes Miguel. He just keeps juggling. There was two circles, the big one and one inside where the two guys would stand at the top.
Wow.
He would go in that little one and never get out.
Wow, man. I mean, he really was just an awesome guy. I mean, gosh.
Oh,
I heard stories of Joe Pills that he would be chewing on a straw or, twisting it and get it in. And I mean, Joe Pills, for my money, he was pretty good, man.
Oh yeah, I mean Joe Kelly was the trainer when Casey Frankowitz coached the Stars.
Yeah.
In Busch Stadium, and he was the trainer or whatever, and I was like locker room helping him. He'd pick me up down there in St. Philip and take me there. I was like, cleaning up, getting the towels and whatever.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
But, you're there with all these players and, it was Joe Pills, Casey, Popovic.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it was unbelievable.
Iron Mike Collico.
Oh, yeah, Iron Mike. Iron Mike.
Yeah. Oh, just him and Eddie Clear. Now, who's going to get the ball past them?
Yeah. But it was, them are all great experiences.
So, you come from there and you have that history, and then your children, you coach, they go to Chaminade and become state champions there, and you have all the cable with all the stations. You still have, like, I think they have a special bench for you, Lou, Tommy, and a couple other people, to sit and enjoy the game. And you come from all that, and now you're that guy. You're the Mr. Collico.
Well, I don't like Mr. Collico. That sounds old.
Yeah, right said. What's that? Yeah.
But no, they had a great experience at Chaminade with Vader. And, it was no regrets there at all,
Yeah. But soccer has been a part of the thing, and it's going, you could imagine, the war breaking up and the guys coming back from the war, and then Vietnam, and then the whole story. So it's all, people having the kids to have grandkids. What do you see from where you were at there, talking to Chuck Boslett, the man, Jay Kiley, Tommy O, and a couple other people sitting around talking about the state of soccer? Is that what you guys thought of and said back in the early 70s? Better, worse, same as it is in
Well,
2025?
well, I think the players are probably more athletic. You know, I the system. I don't. You know, they're with the all the platforms they got now. I think there's a lot of kids with the pay to play. A lot of kids because maybe can't afford it, miss out on them opportunities. You know, uh, and I think that's something that U.S. soccer or whatever has got to rectify. Because
Yeah,
there's so many kids. I mean, there's all kinds of kids that are playing all the time that never get the chance.
right.
For one, and if they had everybody on the same platform, then so you got this MLX Next platform. So there's 3 clubs in town that have the platform. So with all the kids playing, roughly at each age group, there's 3 clubs. If they have 18 guys on a roster, that's 54 players in an age group. So you're telling me that there's only 54 kids able to play in that platform with all the kids playing? I don't see that at all. There's probably way more kids that are able to play it that can't. Where if everybody was on the same platform, they could find a club to play for that could play against, the clubs that already have it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know,
So I think they, it's they with the college scene and all you hear is, all the internationals are coming over taking the scholarships and whatever. But I remember back in the day, we had all the St. Louis colleges. You had Flow Valley, SLU, SIU, Quincy, Rockhurst, whatever, that always play against teams that have a lot of internationals and were very successful against them,
yeah,
and go on to get scholarships and compete against them for the scholarship.
yeah.
But I don't think that's the case anymore.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't know what I don't know what the answer is, but I don't know if it's the players got to get better. I mean, surely a college coach is going to want to take the best player.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I know their financial aid comes into play and whatever else. But if this player is that good, you're going to find a way to get him.
You would think.
And, like I said, I wish they would, quit chasing the platforms. And, I think there's like 8 or 9 national championships now between all the platforms. So
if I don't win one, I'm going to start a new league next year to win one.
You really wonder, what does it mean to even win it? Even if you win it, does it mean you're the best, or what does it mean?
Yeah, yeah. And let me get you with the shovel about the age. What the United States said, hey, 4 teams will play with 4 teams. Very. Well, what do you think about that?
Well, I mean, to me, a lot of people want to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah, right.
And what worked before, it worked.
Yeah, I thought so.
It worked, and then they want to reinvent the wheel, and so now you're going to have the MLS Next teams going to the calendar year. They'll play in the calendar year, and all the other teams that don't play in the MLS Next will go to the I guess it's going to be August 1st instead of January 1st, or and so I don't know. It's in a state of disarray.
Yeah. Under full disclosure, I think I was international at 14, and I got worse after that. But
You probably just lost your confidence, Kevin, playing against St. Philip.
Oh man, that's beautiful, baby. Yeah, but we went around some of the fields, and that Penrose Park, man, that was quite a place, as well
Oh,
as as well as Dwight Davis was, and
yeah,
Laboret was off the pitch, man.
yeah. He played. I remember playing in the nativity tournament.
Yeah,
It was at Cabaret down there, going down the hill.
yeah, man. Yeah,
You know.
yeah, and you know, I don't know about other places, but they don't give me the same type of thrill or vibe. I don't get a vibe. That Chaminade, I get a vibe out there, but otherwise, man, there's
No, no. I mean, you're playing on fields that got all the football lines on there, and
okay.
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
The stands are far away from the field, and
but under full disclosure, that Priory Field,
oh
holy,
yeah, that's unbelievable too.
oh baby, I mean, you just got to go out there and look at it. and
So,
and seeing a game, there's a different type of game being played there than other places.
Kevin, my my grandson just got back from the SLU camp with Kevin Kalish and Kevin Stoll and that whole crew,
Yeah.
and they have it at Mississippi High School. Well, they had a big donor.
Oh yeah.
I mean, this is like a national team training facility.
Yes, it is.
It's like, I mean, it's like a putting green almost. That's how
Yeah.
big the field. And just acres of great fields, goals set up.
Acres.
It's unreal.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so that facility is another one.
Absolutely. I read
No, I
that.
mean what it is you get that, like you said, you get that field. You're playing on grass.
Yeah.
Fans are close.
Yeah.
But
But
no,
they were pretty close on the sidelines and back behind the goal, weren't they, babe?
oh, down at Crownlet Park, Fairgrounds, whatever,
day,
Malawi.
day or nighttime, it didn't matter.
They would, like I said, them people just went there to watch. I mean, there was so many great players in St. Louis, and everybody was a soccer fan.
Yeah, we didn't have those big crowds out at Abishon Park, but it was a good vibe. It was.
It was. Them fields were good. I mean, they overplayed on them. And,
yeah. Next to a cornfield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
and the mist and the fog and the lights.
It
was quite the place.
No, it was like I said, it's nowadays with all the kids playing and that, you need turf obviously to get the games in. You can play in the rain and whatever. There's so many teams, so many players playing. Without the turf, you could never, you couldn't get away with playing on grass time,
Yeah. I myself, I really liked the kind of like the packed mud where it was like somebody rolled it out with a machine, and then it was the mist would come on it, and it was like diving onto the bed. It was,
it was good for the goalie, Kevin.
Yeah. But I thought it was good for you cats also that the ball would bounce true and
roll. You get a true bounce all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, no, players today, they got really, what the fields are playing on and that. I mean, there's really no excuse.
Yeah.
With playing on turf all the time
well, now they have a toll-free number. 1-800-EXCUSE. What do you want? I got them all.
Yeah.
Okay, so here it is. I'm using it because I'm the owner, the creator of Whale Certified. But how was it, man? Did you feed Fran Lemons with perfect opportunities to score, or did he
Well,
vice versa?
Franny was a winger when I played with him.
Right.
You know, we used to call him Gumby because he was ambidextrous. He'd flip his arms around in a full circle from his elbow.
Oh man. Oh.
Yeah,
Oh. So,
yeah, Franny, good dude, man.
and then you finished up your career in the indoor. You you you
Yeah.
you had some over there on Oakland Avenue, and then
Oh yeah, the
and then
Steamers. First 2 years of the Steamers.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then you were the King Cat Daddy O out there at the Delwood. It was like
Oh yeah.
they would say
Oh,
they would say,
oh
"Are
yeah.
you paying with cash or check today, Mister?" Uh,
That Velwood was, we were playing. So we had this over 40 team on Wednesday nights. There were Tommy Howe, Kevin Howe, Greg Geis, Dino,
wow.
uh, News Infector. I mean, we were playing Tiki Taka before Barcelona was.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And there's
Yeah,
no film of it, but if there was,
I'm telling you. I mean, it was. We come out in that all white Real Madrid strip.
oh man,
Yeah.
yeah, that had to be a sight, man. That had to be a
Here's
sight.
what it was. I'm gonna tell you what. Everybody couldn't play on that team.
Oh, no way.
You
Oh,
know what I mean? There were players wanting to play.
he's sorry. Yeah,
Tommy said, "No, he ain't gonna fit in."
yeah.
Then we went over 50 in Granite City on Friday night. We got Bobby Peel, Pat McBride, Tommy, Dino,
Holy
myself,
cow!
News Infector. There was a couple friends of Bobby Keel's. I think Bobby was still playing indoor at 74.
Oh wow! Wow!
And so the stories afterwards, I mean, the games would be like, I don't know, 6:30, 7:30. It would be like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning before we left. You know, and,
Yeah, man.
I'll never forget one time Harry came over, Harry Keel.
Yeah.
And I go, Harry, you come to watch? He goes, no, I'm playing. He was like 65 or 66.
Every bit.
And so I'll never forget him and Ty are paired on defense. And Harry always was a stickler of giving the ball away. Well, Ty made this bad pass. Harry got right on. Would you quit giving the ball away?
I mean, Joey Clark says he's watched him for 4 years. Never did he lose the ball in practice.
No, he would play in the script, play in the game, the little games at the end of practice.
Yeah.
He would never give a ball away. Never.
Never.
He was, again, so you see that as an example. There's the guy. I mean, you want to don't give the ball away.
Yeah. Yeah.
He got on Ty at this age. Ty, is over 50 and whatever, and he's getting on Ty still for giving the ball away.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So, how about it? That indoor game, not as big time as it should.
It was good. You know what I mean? I mean, it was obviously with the crowds and that, going there. I think the year I played, it was when the Edmonton Oilers were unbelievable. They won like 3 or 4 Stanley Cups, whatever, and we were the top draw in winter sports between the United States and Canada. The Steamers were. we outdrew the Edmonton Oilers.
Wow.
But I mean, there were other teams. I mean, there were teams, like they had the Arrows. They were on, not because they had Zungul and Sagoda and all them guys, but the way they played. They brought the outdoor game the way they played indoor. I mean, you couldn't get the ball from. It was all 1 and 2 touch. I remember, when we were in New York, we had training the day of the game, just a light workout, whatever. The day of the game in the daytime, and they were training first, so I'm there just watching. They're playing 9v9 inside the playing arena, playing 9v9 2 touch.
Wow.
So if you imagine 9v9, how crowded it is.
Yeah, baby.
They're just pinging the ball around. I'm going, that's unreal. I go, it's going to be a long night for us, and it was.
But they have a league now, and I don't see the involvement that a St. Louis guy was told that really your last club game or your last high school game that's it.
Yeah,
nothing, no competitive ball after that.
No, and that's what I was saying with the senior league. So there are guys like Kudus, they'd always have guys like, Johnny Klein. He was still playing when I played. He was probably in his 40s still playing senior ball.
Wow.
And,
yeah,
you had, Steve Buckley, he was on Big Four. He was a painter during the day. He'd come play. He was in every bit in his 30s, And,
Yep.
But that's what the senior league was. Like I said, you could play in the Open and Amateur Cup.
Yeah.
But no, there's nothing.
As far as the other, you say indoor, like, what do you mean? There's only that one guy, Chad something from
Vandergrift. Yeah.
Yes, he's the player of the year type of thing, defender.
Yeah, he was from North County, but was from St. Thomas Apostle. He was my son Nick's age. Since he was 4 years old, and he's in his 30s, and he's the defender of the year.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, the kid was highly competitive. He's athletic, and he hated to lose.
But the opportunities for college, for junior college, for senior to get into the mix of really, playing highly competitive ball. They got that $1 million league, and I'm sure if Pete Collico was of age, you would have gotten the team together for that $1 million ride, huh?
Oh, we'd have won that real easy, Kevin. We'd have won that easy because we would never give the ball away.
There you go. Would you? Yeah. Would you have taken a players and an owner's cut?
What'd you say, Kevin? What?
Would you have taken a players and an owner's cut on that $1 million?
Oh yeah, I'd have been the recruiter. It would have been a one-stop shop.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Yeah. But man, that's what I'm saying, is that I don't get it. I really don't get it. And it's just like you said, Kevin, it's just like you said. By the time the players are done, seniors in high school, they're ready to be done. What does that say? It doesn't say.
What does it say about the system?
Yes. It's I don't have a vocabulary, but it's not good.
The thing about it is I mean, just like not letting these kids play high school soccer, it's MLS next.
Yeah.
Why? I mean, you telling me 3 or 4 months going to hurt them? If anything, it's going to help them.
You would think, yeah. It must be in the water or something. But, yeah. Well, we know that here at Wales Certified, that, under full disclosure, you were the creator, the originator a whale certified.
Oh yeah, I always used to tell you, get it whale certified.
There you go, baby. And then you know that you're in the whale certified Hall of Affinity. And it goes to saying something like this, Pete. Pete,
Yeah.
whatever you want to say to who you ever want to say it to for as long as you want to say it for. This is your opportunity.
That's awesome, Kevin. Really appreciate it, and thanks for having me on.
Beautiful, baby. And the last question. Can you dance as good as your uncle?
Better, Kevin.
Yeah, baby. I mean,
Oh, there was nobody. There was nobody better than him.
was he?
Know?
Gosh, was
He
that
was
your dad's older or younger brother?
Pardon?
Was that your dad's older or younger brother?
It was my dad's younger brother.
Wow.
Yeah.
This cat daddy-o was something else, man. But I tell you, you had some good moves in and around that goal area.
Somebody had to do it.
Yeah, you go. There you go. All right. So,
all right.
all right. Thank
Sounds
you,
good.
Pete.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
I'll see you. Bye.